Before we get to Breakfast of the Boss, I wanted to check in with Neil Villapiano, our sports guy. You can check him out every Saturday on the MVP show. And he joins me on the Skype line right now. His name is Neil Villapiano. Good morning, Neil, and welcome back to Morning Coffee.
Morning, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So, let's get this Thursday night football game out of the way. We do this every week on Thursday morning. We throw away the Thursday night football game, and tonight we are throwing away San Diego. And who did I say it was? San Diego and who?
You said Pittsburgh.
Denver. San Diego and Denver.
Right.
Yeah, so again, a game with zero fantasy implications for me and zero interest. So what do we think about Denver at San Diego tonight?
I think there's some interest in it. I mean, the Chargers are still relatively good. They're coming off a tough, close loss to the Oakland Raiders last week. And for the Denver Broncos, they're coming off, just struggling a little bit without Trevor Siemian. I mean, it's funny if you think about it. Finally, the Broncos fans can see their rookie quarterback and possibly their quarterback of the future in Paxton Lynch. And he didn't really look that comfortable back there. And I think Trevor Siemian, honestly, is the future of this team. And the way he's played so far, he's at least led them to four victories and gotten them off to a good start in the AFC West. So I definitely can see how this could still be an interesting matchup because we obviously know Trevor Siemian looks like he's going to be playing tonight. And it's going to be Trevor Siemian versus Phillip Rivers. I'm not the world's biggest Phillip Rivers fan. In fact, he's probably the most disliked quarterback that I don't like. I mean, I'm just... But yeah,
wait a second. Did Jay Cutler and Tony Romo exit the league yet?
Not yet.
So you got two guys to hate right there.
Right.
But listen,
Yeah.
I think that Denver is in trouble, Neil. Denver is in trouble if they're going to put all their hopes back on Trevor Siemian. Who is this kid? This kid isn't a proven NFL quarterback. I think that Denver still has issues at QB.
Well, I don't necessarily think that. I had a chance to watch Trevor Siemian a lot in college when he went to Northwestern, and he led the Wildcats to a lot of big victories. He led them to, I think, one or two bowl victories in his career. And I think that he's a proven quarterback. Obviously, he hasn't had that much experience being a starter in the NFL, but now that he already has about 4 games under his belt, and he's won all 4, including beating Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers on opening night. I think that he's continued to be a proven quarterback and a proven leader, and I think it's just going to take more time for him to develop as he gets better.
All right, we'll see what happens with Trevor Siemian, but we have this on tape now. So I'm saying that Trevor Siemian, a little sketchy, not sure, and you're going the other way. Let's talk about the other matchups for the NFC East this weekend. So the Eagles are at the Redskins, and the Ravens are at the Giants. How do we see these games playing out?
It's going to be interesting. I mean, even for myself, I'm actually going to the Ravens-Giants game this weekend, so I'll have a chance to go watch that live.
Cool.
So I get it's a little bit better view. But let's talk about the Eagles-Redskins first. I mean, the Eagles are coming off a tough loss to the Detroit Lions, a team that I thought the Eagles would blow out. I thought it was going to be I said, Eagles are going to blow this team out because of the way they've been playing and the way that they've been kicking Mofobo, but I was a little bit surprised by it. But I'm kind of glad for, Carson Wentz that he had his first kind of struggling game because it's not all sunshine and rainbows when you're playing the NFL. And I think that it's good for him to have some ups and downs. And now that he's got a chance to, get a bounce-back game against a division rival, a Redskins team that since their victory over the Giants a couple weeks ago has gotten a lot of momentum and looks like that they're poised all of a sudden right back into the discussion of winning the NFC East. So I think the Eagles still have a good shot, though, but I think it's going to be a back-and-forth game, and I can't really tell you who I think is going to win because, to me, it's kind of hard for me to figure out who I think is going to come out on top in this one.
All right, well, I'll give you my opinion, okay, because the Eagles are favored by 2.5 on the road, which never happened. So I'm taking the Eagles outright. They win by at least a field goal. Now, the Giants are at home against the Ravens, and they're a 3-point favorite, right? They're that home team.
Yep.
This is an even line, except it's in New York, so they're giving them the 3 points. How do you see this playing out? I think that the Ravens are going to come in hungry.
I agree with you on that. I think that, look, the Giants, obviously, they've been struggling the last couple weeks. They haven't been able to get their offense rolling like they did last year. And I think one of the problems with that is the fact that Ben McAdoo is not focusing just on the offense anymore. He's focusing on everything, and that, to me, is the problem. To me, I don't feel like he's a head coach. I feel like he's still an offensive coordinator. And the Giants have spent so much money on their defense that they haven't been able to generate much offense this year, and now all of a sudden their offense is the problem. And it's very frustrating to see them perform like this.
Yeah, who's the D coordinator now? Is it still Spagnuolo?
It's still Steve Spagnuolo, yeah.
It's kind of a crazy thing. Listen, I was talking about this with somebody last night. I don't think the Giants move forward until they get rid of Eli.
Oh, that's tough. I don't agree with that. I don't
Time
feel like
to move
the problem
on.
with the offense is Eli Manning. I feel like that the problem with this offense is that this offense is, to me, I've never liked the West Coast offense to begin with. And number two, honestly, Eli has this problem where, if you force him to throw off his back foot, he's going to make mistakes. And also, the offensive line has been really struggling of late, and they haven't been able to generate much on the ground. And that's what's killing him, because if they can't set up the running game, then they're going to be forced to pass it a lot more, and the defense of whoever they're playing can easily just continue to play pass coverage and be able to defend more passes. But as a Giants fan, obviously, part of me wants to agree with you on that, and part of me is like, if that's the case, then who do the Giants have? Because the Giants don't really have anybody, and they haven't really had to worry about that type of situation since he's been in the league.
Yeah, who's the backup? I mean, do you guys even have a young guy ready to take over?
I mean, we kind of do. We have Ryan Nassib, but Ryan Nassib's from Syracuse, but over the couple of years I've seen him, he's just not consistent, and he's really not that good. And it kind of aggravates me because he makes a lot of bonehead mistakes, and it's like, I don't really want this guy to be the future of the team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, but I really think that sometimes change is good. And
right.
And listen, I'm okay with you not changing because I'm pretty sure the Giants are going to stink as long as Eli's the quarterback. And as an Eagles fan, I'm okay with that. Neil, I'm running out of time here, but I wanted to mention a couple quick things. The first thing is Game 5 between the Dodgers and Nationals is tonight. Do the Dodgers finally win, or do the Nationals finally win? I mean, either way, we're going to have a team that doesn't normally make it to the championship series make it.
All right, I'll make this really quick. I'd say the Dodgers blew their only opportunity to win this series back in Game 3 when they lost to the Nats.
Okay.
I feel like the Nationals have all the momentum, knowing that they split the series in L.A., and now they're coming home for a decisive Game 5. And I think that they have all the momentum. They have Max Scherzer pitching tonight. He's coming off a couple days rest. He's ready to go. He struggled in his first game against the Dodgers, but I feel like he's going to correct those things tonight. And knowing that the Nationals were able to beat Kershaw, I think that's going to give them even more momentum. So I think the Nats are going to take care of business tonight.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not Kershaw tonight. It's Rich Hill,
right?
Who's been pitching pretty well, but wow, would have loved to have seen Kershaw match up against Scherzer. That would have been exciting. Right. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, I do want to mention this because I know that you're a big hockey guy, and most people in the world right now don't care about hockey. But the season did start last night, and this kid from Toronto, the Maple Leafs, he scored 4 goals, and the Maple Leafs lost 5-4. Tell me about this kid. He's going to be like a phenom, huh?
Yes, Auston Matthews. He was he's an American-born player. He was drafted out of the Swedish Professional League, so that's why a lot of people say he's going to do much better in the NHL because he's already been playing with guys that are much older than him, much more physical, and all those different things. But yeah, he scored all 4 goals. I couldn't believe it when I was seeing it. I was like, he scored his first goal. I was like, all right, well, congrats to him. First NHL goal. 2 goals. Okay, I was still very impressive. 3, got a hat trick. I'm like, okay. And when he got the 4th, I was like, wow. But the fact that the Maple Leafs still lost is nothing short of mind-boggling. I've never seen somebody score 4 or 5 goals and still lose a game. That shows you sometimes maybe how the rest of the team is doing. If Auston Matthews is going to be the leader of that Maple Leafs team and going to be their main offense, I don't think the Maple Leafs are going to have much success this season.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like that scenario. Remember, like the Gretzkys and the Lindroses, like the rest of the team just watches that guy play, right? Like,
yeah, I agree with you.
They expect him to do all the heavy lifting and the hard work. So, Neil, if you're around tomorrow, I think we should catch up and talk a little bit more. I'm sorry that we ran out of time today.
Okay.
But you can catch Neil every Saturday right here on Radio Vision Network on the MVP show with Neil Villapiano. And I thank him for spending a few minutes on the Skype line with me today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem, Neil. Have a good day. And coming up, we've got Breakfast with the Boss, and we've got author Emmy Kirshner in the house with Scott Tanker and I. There they are. They are ready to come in. Scott's checking his phone. He's making some deals, making it happen. Emmy is ready. And we're going to welcome them in just one moment. So we're going to take a quick break. But you're not going anywhere because we're going to be right back here on the Radio Vision Network. Stick around.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way.